Hello and welcome back to this series where we're rebuilding Manchest United to become the best team in the world again. In this episode we buy 3 players who are worth over 250 million each. So we're spending almost 750 million euros in this transfer window on players. If you want to see how that's possible or how we did it, go ahead and watch the rest of the video to find out. Let's first take a look at how we did in the Club World Championship, and right here you can already see it. After winning in the second round we lost 2-3 to Bayern Munich, which was very much a shame. They were the better team, they scored a lot more goals and we just didn't do so well. And we got beaten back by the player that we sold to Bayern a couple seasons ago. 4 seasons ago we sold him for 108 million. And yeah, he just, kind of messed us over. But it didn't really matter since the Club World Championship is not something that I am aiming for. Anyway, other than that, we did do well in the Community Shield, winning it again. We did lose the Super Cup as well, which I found very surprising. And then we had a pretty poor start to the league, losing 1-2 to Bournemouth, which I just didn't expect. We did win 4-0 against Ipswich, but then also tying against West Ham because we got a red card late in the game, which was very unfortunate. However, there's still a long way. In the Champions League we have PSV, Antwerp, West Ham, Celtic, Levski, which I don't even know where they're from, Bulgaria, and Valencia, and then at the end Barcelona or Real Madrid and FC Bayern. But by that time we were hopefully already placed for the Champions League, so it shouldn't be a big issue. And then how we're looking in the league, we are currently 9th, which is not good. We don't want to be there. We have 4 points. 5 points behind Arsenal at the moment, and also against Norwich, who got a very good start, but we are surely gonna keep up. And now let's jump into the signings. Before we can jump into the signings, of course you need to know how we got all of that money together to buy 3 players worth over 750 million. First things up, we sold Dean Henderson, who we brought in for 3.6 million from Crystal Palace. We sold him for 30 million to Luton after not even playing a game. So very good business there. It's just the English player tax. Very nicely that he can just leave for 30 million. This is a signing I already made like a lot of episodes ago, but he finally came in. Luis Palma, a very good youngster. Look at those physicals, look at that potential. Perfectionist, a very good player. Only paid 46 million for him, so very interested to see how he can work out. 20 determination, 16 turn work, just an insane player, and 47 million is definitely a steal. And then get ready, our record signing at that time, Lamine Yamal, came to Manchester United. He's on 600k a week, which is absolutely insane, but I had the money, I had the wage room, so I thought, fuck it, let's bring him in. Look how insane this guy is. 18 dribbling, 18 technique, 20 flair, 18 off the ball, and just physically a beast. We paid 285 million for him, but it was all worth it if you look at how good this guy is. The only way I could improve my team was getting this guy in, and that's what I did. So welcome to the club, Lamine Yamal. You're an absolute starter for us. I am first going to show you the rest of the signings that we made, and then I'm going to show you what kind of players we already sold to make sure that we could buy these players. First of all, Diogo Costa came in as a first choice goalkeeper, and that must mean that we sold our goalkeeper, and yes we did. We did sell him, but this guy came in on a free. He was better than our current goalkeeper, so I might as well just bring him in. Very expensive wages, but this guy can stay at the top for 3 or 4 more years, and then he's really done and we can sell him on hopefully. But I also already signed his replacement for the future, and let's jump to that guy next. And this is his heir for the future. Samuele Di Giacobbe is an insane player, professional wonder kid, insane stats already for his age. He is very close to the first team, but he's just not there yet. We bought him for 68 million, so that's a lot of money, but I thought it is going to be worth it, especially with this guy's personality. He's going to be the backup for now, but once he is better than Diogo Costa in 4 or 5 years, he's going to be our #1 goalkeeper, and I'm going to try to give him already a lot of playing time in the cups. Next player, Eduardo Camavinga. Yes, we brought him from Real Madrid for 250 million. That's a lot of money for this guy, but 550k a week is also a lot, but this guy is absolutely insane. Look at his physicals and mentals, well-rounded. We're not playing him as a midfielder, we're going to play him somewhere else, but I will show you later in this episode where we're going to play this guy. But he's not the only one we brought from Real Madrid. Welcome to United for 900k a week, Jude Bellingham. Absolute world beater. Look, he's even better than Camavinga. This guy has it all. Mentally, technically, physically, insane player everywhere. Can play anywhere on the pitch, and we're gonna play him in a very different position. We brought him for 350 million and on almost a million a week. This guy deserves what he gets. He is almost getting paid the same as Haaland and Mbappe, and there is no way he shouldn't get paid that. This guy is absolutely insane. He can play anywhere on the pitch, but you will see in just a bit where we are going to play him. And then let's quickly walk through the sales that we made to make sure that we could buy all of these big name players. Of course, a lot of loans and then also a lot of loan fees. I think combined this is almost 20 million that we're getting. Players that I want to get more playing time, and also players that I wanted to get rid of. For example, Luciano Lozano, we're getting 8.5 million for him, and they have a future fee of 41 million, so I really hope that they are going to pay that. Anyway, Jade Fitzgerald left for 18 million to Bochum, just a youth player who was at the club already, so we decided to sell him. Then also Shea Lacey also left the club, left to Al Shabab, and also 18.5 million, also a youngster. Then Michael Soyquist, who we brought in at the beginning of this series for 7.5 million. So we sold him now for 22, which is good. Didn't quite make the team. Then Mark Bernal, same thing goes for him. Got loaned out to Paris, made a nice 70 million profit on him. Didn't really develop, so unfortunately we had to let him go. And then also Kiernan Dewsbury Hall, bought him for 42 million, made a nice little 5 million. He doesn't really reach the highest level, so we decided to sell him on to a lesser club like Chelsea, because he wasn't playing for us at all. Then Rooney Bargy, he was actually a backup player for us, also not the last season, so we decided to sell him. Of course, he was a homegrown trainer, so very sad to see him go. But hey, if we get like the 58 or the 81 million for him, I'm happy with that. And also two bigger sales, João Neves left the club, signed him at the beginning of this series, fell off later on. We now of course have two midfield maestros which are not playing there, but they just decided to sell him because they didn't need him anymore. Same goes for Valentin Barco, made a bigger profit on him, almost 60 million profit, sold him to Barcelona. Of course also a homegrown player, so very sad to see him go because he fills in those registrations, but hey, we can't really do anything about it. And then last sale, I already jinxed it a little bit, or already gave you some knowledge about that when I announced that Diego Costa was playing for us. And Tony Troupin left to Real Madrid for 99 million, which could be 137 million if we are lucky. So very nice to see him go. And with all that money, of course, we could buy Bellingham, Camavinga and Lamine Yamal. Let's take a quick look at the tactic. As you can see, Bellingham as left back, Zaire Emery as right back, Camavinga as our ball playing defender, and then slot back next to him, Costa in goal, Romero and Scalvini as our defensive midfielders, Lamine, Yamal and Musiala as our inside forwards, Gonzalez, who is absolutely insane, one of the best players in the game. Look at these stats, only greens where he needs it, so very happy to have him in as our advanced midfielder, and Sesko as our advanced forward. Then on the bench we have our youngster Bakhtin, who I'm probably going to replace with Diagobe, but I'm not sure about that yet. Then Sar, Negreiros, Lukaba and Iheanacho as our defenders. Negreiros you probably do not know yet. He went out on loan a couple of seasons, but he developed very nicely and is now close to a starter. Same goes for Bruce Matamahal, also a guy who we brought for 1 million from a South American team. He did play a lot of games for us last season already as a backup, and this season he's going to be playing a lot more as that defensive midfielder together with Hincapi. Then Kvaratskhelia moved to the bench together with Salilovic, who was already at the bench, but this guy is absolutely insane. They both want to leave, but I'm not selling them if they don't pay enough money. Then as 13th man I still have Simone Pafundi in, who's already been here for a long time, and Noah Darvic, which are absolutely insane players. And then last but not least, Jose Romero, a very good player, loaned him out last season, now came back and is very close to the first team, so going to try to give him some playing time. And Lombardo, this guy is going to be homegrown, I do think, or at least nation grown. So I'm going to try to give him some playing time in the coming games, and he could possibly improve a lot more. Other than that, I was trying to see if I could sell Hoyland, McTominay and Luis. Luis is leaving, but only the 1st of January, and McTominay is going to be leaving later because I am definitely going to be selling him later on. Same goes for Hoyland. Really want to get rid of him, don't really have a space for him anymore. Probably not gonna get 82 million, but maybe like a million or 50 would be very nice. These guys I couldn't loan out, unfortunately, but that is just something that we can't really do anything about. I will now go to to a player who I wanted to try to sign, but I couldn't sign in the end, and then I have something very special for the end, because we did increase our stadium capacity, but let's see with how much. And even with all those signings, we still have a positive balance. We are doing absolutely great. 122 million still in the bank. We're doing very good. And at the end of the transfer window, I was almost very close to buying Willem Saliba, who is an insane player and is an upgrade for our team. However, we didn't get the 150 million together soon enough, so the transfer didn't come through. But maybe next season we can finally get him in and we'll have a monster team. Based on data, the team probably can't get even better. Well, of course it can get better if you buy Mbappe or Haaland, but those are almost impossible. The last thing I'm going to show you in this video is Old Trafford. It got upgraded. 90k people now fit into Old Trafford, and I think that is the biggest stadium in the Premier League right now. So doing very good with that, getting a lot of money in. So that means that in the years to come, we can keep buying those big wonderkids and those big signing players to make the club even better. Anyway, we are jumping into the last season as Manchester United's boss. In this season we're going to try to win the Premier League and the Champions League once again, and that would be a very nice finish. If you like this episode, please don't forget to leave a like down below and subscribe if you want to see more. If you want to stop making transfer mistakes and start playing the game based on data, go ahead and click the link in the description below, and it will lead you to the video where I explain to you how you can start playing Football Manager based on data. Once again, thanks for watching, hope you've enjoyed, and see you in the next episode.